As part of today's session, we will talk about what is generative AI and what are the various things which can be generated. Okay. And we shall also talk about ChatGPT, which generates text, right? And then we would spend some time on a few applications, right? Or we can get started with a few applications of AI. And then we will discuss about what is generative AI. And towards the fag end, we will see how we can improve our resume. Okay, how we can improve our resume using ChatGPT. Okay, these and many more is what we're going to talk about as part of today's session. But even before we get started, I'm sure you want to know who I am. So I'll just briefly introduce myself and then we can get started. And also, let me quickly write here on what is it that we are going to talk about, right? So we will look at applications of AI, applications of artificial intelligence. Yeah, this is something that we will talk about. Then we will talk about what is generative AI. And within generative AI, we can generate audio, you can generate images, and you can also generate textual data. And here we will discuss about ChatGPT. Okay, this is what we will talk about. Okay, so let's get started. My name is Bharani Kumar, and this is in short about my profile. I hold a master's degree from Indian School of Business and IIT, and I have 18 plus years of experience. I worked with companies such as HSBC, ITC Infotech, Infosys, and Deloitte, and I'm a director of Innodatatics and a managing director and CEO of 360DigiTMG. Okay. So I think I'll park the applications of AI towards the end. Let's go ahead with what can be generated. Okay. We are, first of all, living in a disruptive world, friends. And there's a lot of disruption that is happening. Companies which do not adopt technology and people who do not leverage technology are the people who find it extremely difficult to survive. And a few people were saying that it's not people, or let me put it this way, AI will not replace jobs, but AI will replace people who don't learn AI. Let me write it. AI will not replace jobs, but AI will replace those who don't learn AI. Say you have ChatGPT. If you don't leverage ChatGPT, then obviously you might lose a job because you're not upskilling, you're not changing. And this is exactly what happened with one of the leading, brick and mortar stores, physical bookstore called as Borders Books and Music. In 1995, there were retail empire. They were leading the race with $1.6 billion. And then what happened is Amazon.com was launched. At that point of time, Borders Books and Music just laughed at Amazon. Ha ha ha. Right? No internet connectivity was so good at that point of time. And they're going digital, it doesn't work, so on and so forth. But ultimately, what happened in 2001, from 95 to 2001, in 6 years, Border went begging to Amazon, and they requested, Border requested Amazon to handle online sales of Borders. Even in 2005, there was the second largest bookstore chain, but eventually they filed for bankruptcy. So if you do not leverage technology, no matter how strong your organization is, no matter how strong your company is, you would go down south. Okay. You just shut down as a company. So the best thing is, whether it is your career or companies adapting technology, adapting and adopting technology, should happen. Only those people who upskill themselves survive in the market, ever changing market. Okay. Only those people only those people who think about futuristic technology would survive in the market. Okay. Same thing happened with Blockbuster. They had a lot of physical stores across India, but then Netflix has taken over the world. Nortel Networks was one of the leading companies, but Skype overtook. Kodak was leading in the space of camera business, but smartphones replaced them, so on and so forth. So what is this generative AI thing which people are talking about? As the name itself says, generative means something which will generate, right? And what can be generated? You can generate videos, you can generate images, you can generate audio, and we can also generate textual data. All these things can be generated. The name itself is saying, right? So how does it work basically? Let me explain. When it comes to image generation, first of all, you train your model on a lot of images. You generate, or you train your model on a lot of images. And for generating images, GANs was extensively used. The abbreviation of GANs is Generative Adversarial Network. Generative Adversarial Network. In this GAN, you'll have two things. One is generative, another is discriminative. What generative does is it will train on various images. And using all these various images, it will come up with a new image. It will come up with altogether a new image. It learned all these pixels, right? All these things, all these pixels, right? All these values, your model will learn. And then using all those pixels and all those values, it will generate new images. And then your discriminative model, the job of this component is to take the original image also and to take the fake images, generated images, right? These are called as fake images. And then this discriminative model should identify on what images are original images, And what images are these fake images? Right? Discriminative model has to discriminate and classify which of these images are original, which of these images are generated. Discriminative model will identify, generative model will try to fool this discriminative model. Meaning, generative model should generate images in such a way that your discriminative model should not be able to differentiate between original and generated. Right? So that's the goal of this. And when generative model can generate new images which cannot be differentiated from the original images, then your model is very good to generate images. That's how it works. But this is an algorithm which is slightly old, right? Generative model. Now people are talking about something called as diffusion models. Hey, what is a diffusion model? Very simple. You take an image. Okay, you take a specific image and you add noise to it. Simple. You randomly, create something called as, there's something called as Gaussian distribution or normal distribution. From that, take random numbers and add all these random numbers to the image. Add these random numbers, which are called as noise, to the image. And when you do that, you get noisy image. Slightly there is noise in this, right? Then what happens? Again, generate random numbers from a Gaussian distribution. Add these random numbers to this image. When you do that, you'll again get another image which will be even more noisier. Continue doing this. Keep creating or randomly taking numbers from Gaussian distribution and keep adding to the images. And eventually what will happen is you'll get an image which is full of noise. It'll be full of noise. So what did you do? As part of your forward diffusion, you added noise. You added a lot of noise. Now, you can perform reverse diffusion. As part of reverse diffusion, you take this noise. You take that noise. And the way you have added noise, in that way, you start subtracting noise. Here, we add noise. Then you get this. Then add noise. Then you get this. Then keep adding noise. Now here, what you do is in the reverse diffusion, you subtract noise. Okay. You subtract noise. Here also you subtract noise. Keep subtracting noise so that you get an image. This image would not be similar to this. So this is the original image. However, this is generated image. Okay, this image is different from the original image. However, if you see, this is slightly brighter in terms of color, etc. Here, it's not that bright. However, an image is generated. Now, let me show you quickly how this works. So you just need to click on openai.com. And then when you click on login, You'll be asked to provide your username and password. And if you click on ChatGPT here, right, you get this. Okay, it's coming up. ChatGPT can now browse the web, analyze data, and generate images. Wow. But we'll not get to that. What I'll do is I'll just generate something. Yeah. Let me say generate an image, or let me click here. Let me go to GPT-4. Generate an image to market the golf shoes. Say you want to create a campaign, and then it's asking for additional details. Huh? So it's generating. It's taking a while, of course. It's not extremely fast, but it's generating images for us now. So if you want to do create any new image for marketing purpose, you can use this. Look at that. Awesome, isn't it? Right. It's an exaggerated version of golf shoe. It won't be that pointed. You'll have spikes, but it won't be that pointed. However, you can always improvise upon that. You can save it. Okay. And then you can start using it for marketing purpose. There we go. Okay. Your designers can edit certain things and absolutely use it. Generate realistic image. Say you don't like this particular image. So you say generate realistic image. Okay, it's creating another image now. Okay, so let it create and then I'll show you the image which it generates. Wow, this is very realistic. Yeah, this is very realistic. You have golf course, you have golf clubs, you have golf balls, so on and so forth. Yeah, makes sense, isn't it? Yeah. And friends, we keep conducting many such sessions. Okay, one more thing I want to tell you. Prompt engineers salary. Yeah. Look at this. I didn't create anything now. AI prompt engineering is the next big career with an annual salary of up to 2 crores. Prompt engineers are getting paid $70,000 to $100,000. What? Entry level jobs. Entry level jobs. As prompt engineers are getting paid $300,000 upwards. Some crazy salaries. 2.7 crores. 2 crores. So why shouldn't you aim for that? Correct? Why shouldn't you aim for this? Look at that. Hottest AI job with salary of up to 2.77 crores per year. Who will get that? Prompt engineers. Okay. So yeah, super crazy salaries exist. And since you all are on YouTube, let me show you one more interesting thing. We keep conducting, success story sessions of people who get placed. And if you were to go here and look at it, you'll find people who got placed in different companies, Veritas, Google, Alshaya, which is a Dubai-based company. So we don't just have people who got jobs in India. We also have people who got jobs in different other countries. Like you have Starbucks, H&M, Mothercare. All these are, brands of Alsha if you want to take a franchisee. Then we have our friend working in Ireland. We have people working in Infosys, Mercedes-Benz, Capgemini, PwC, Deloitte, Genpact. Cumin is a Singapore-based company, TCS, HCL, Deutsche Bank. You name it. Tech Mahindra, Wipro. Okay. And we keep conducting success stories. 600 plus students got placed until now. We keep conducting success stories. And since you all are here, the benefit is if you subscribe, friends, if you subscribe to our channel, all these kind of events, whenever they happen, you'll be notified. Today's session, we will look at how to create resume, how to improve your resume using ChatGPT. We will look into it. So I request you all to please take time out, just subscribe and click on notification so that you don't miss out any future sessions that happen. Yeah. Thank you. A lot of you all are, I believe, subscribing. Thank you so much for that. Okay. Back to our discussion, friends. So that's how you can generate interesting images. Okay. Next, prompt engineering. I just spoke, right? That prompt engineers are paid 2 crores, 2.5 crores and all that. It's a perfect combination of three things: language, problem solving skills, logical thinking. Language means programming language, yeah? Not Hindi or English. Okay. Now let me show you something interesting. If, where did this go? See. So if I were to just search using this, what is convolutional neural network? Okay, let's search this. Now ChatGPT will give you a response. Okay, towards the end, we will also show you something very interesting. So it's generating, yeah? But it generates the content assuming that you already are aware of convolutional neural networks or you're already aware of, you know, some kind of neural network techniques. Okay, based on that assumption, it will generate. Because this is the prompt that you have given. What was your prompt? What is convolutional neural networks? Based on that prompt, it's generating some text. However, say you're a fresher, you don't know anything about convolutional neural networks. Then your prompt should be very different. You should give like this. This is called as a prompt. This is a prompt, right? Give me an introduction on convolutional neural network. Assume I have no previous knowledge. Describe the architecture in simple words with examples. Now you're making it very clear and you're giving, detailed information. Now it will generate something interesting. It will give you examples, ChatGPT, and it will generate something which is going to help you because you are also telling that I don't have any prior knowledge, right? So now look at that. Imagine convolutional neural network as a robot that has been trained to recognize objects, right? Your input layers are like your whatever eyes is taken as an example, so on and so forth. So it is going to treat you like a fresher and then give you examples. And what I personally feel is, friends, if you have knowledge, there will be takers. So as long as you are upskilling yourself, as long as you are making yourself worthy enough, you'll get the desired salary. Okay, because a lot of questions around that in chat. That's why I've looked at that and I'm responding in that way. Okay. Anyways, this is how it's going to respond, friends. All right. Whenever you have a prompt, please ensure that there is clarity in the questions that you're asking. Ensure that your prompt is concise, focused, consistently you ask the same thing. Acting as, I'll get to this acting as. Okay. So when it comes to prompt engineering, it should not be information overload. Very important. Okay. And always ask open-ended questions. Don't ask close-ended questions. Close-ended questions means you just ask a question and then you'll get a response as yes or a no, for example. Do you like cricket match between England versus Pakistan? Just as an example. If you ask that question, answer will be yes or no. That's close-ended. Open-ended means explain me on what matches you like, why do you like, when it comes to cricket. Then it will give you more details. Okay. And lack of constraints. You have to put some constraints in your prompt. For example, one constraint that you have put here is assume I have no previous knowledge. That's the constraint. And then you are also putting another constraint. Describe the architecture in simple words with examples. So it will not use complicated text and complicated examples. So one interesting question which people keep asking me is, I don't have a job. I'm a fresher. But when I go to companies, they're asking for experience. How will I get experience? You get experience by working on internship projects. And here people work on some projects which are not at all worth. If you do that, yeah, obviously no one will consider. The project should be a real world project, end to end. Okay, pipeline. Only then your resume will get shortlisted. See, there are lakhs of students who are coming out. There are lakhs of people who are getting trained. Why should someone only shortlist your resume? Why should someone only hire you? If you don't have knowledge, if someone has more knowledge, they'll hire them, right? So always ensure that you enhance your skills. There are two ways. One is, always talk about the restrictions, limitations, or another way is start working towards fixing those gaps. All right. I firmly believe in the second thing. All right. So back to our discussion, friends. So there is something called as chain of thought, active prompt, reason and act, so on and so forth. Then we have DAL-E. The question here is, now we have DALI 3. That means in ChatGPT itself, you have this particular option to generate images. Simple. If I do a drop down here, I have GPT-4 with DALI, browsing and analysis, right? So when you click on that, it would also generate images, not just the text. See, we have already seen how images are generated. This is called as multimodal. This is called as multimodal model. What do you mean by that? Multimodal means ChatGPT does not just generate textual data, but it will also generate what? Images. It can handle multiple modes. That's the beauty. You can also upload a PDF document onto ChatGPT and you can say extract everything which is there in that. I'll show you. We'll take one resume as an example and then we'll look into that. Okay. For training your computer vision models, you need a huge amount of data. For example, let me see if I can pull one here. Will it come? Head out. Let's see. I think it'll be difficult in this way. Let me try to get embryo project details. Just give me a moment while I show you something interesting. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So, that's me. Just ignore me. You also try to download this video, whichever is faster. Okay. I want to show you something interesting here. Is it there? Yeah. So here, friends, in this particular video, I will take to this place where this image is available, right? And we have done a project where by looking at this embryo, right, people who don't have kids, they go for a treatment called as IVF, in vitro fertilization, where oocyte from woman and sperm from man are taken and they're fertilized outside to form something called as embryo. And this embryo is then implanted into the woman's womb. If you implant into woman's womb, then it can be a success or a failure. Success means that woman becomes pregnant. Failure means it doesn't become pregnant. Woman doesn't become pregnant. So the cycle has to be repeated again. It's a very painful journey. We have built a model wherein you can classify whether the is a success or a failure. Now, when you work on these kind of interesting projects, then, and if you put these kind of projects on your resume, chances are high that you'll get a job. But if you work on some textbook example, not at all useful, it doesn't help. For training this kind of a model, you need a lot of images. You need huge number of images. You can make use of generative AI to generate more images, which can be used for training purpose. That data which you generate artificially is called as synthetic data. Okay, that's called as synthetic data. Next. You can generate realistic product images like this, coffee, ice cream, etc. You can generate such things. Generating realistic images for virtual reality, augmented reality, so on and so forth. So DALI 3, which is now available in OpenAI, is used to generate images. The next important thing is you can also generate music. Music can be generated. And you can add music to your marketing material, etc. Okay, now let me show you this. But there is one disadvantage, friends, of generating images. You would have seen, what is that heroine's name? Okay, Rashmika, I think, right? No, deep fake. What happened in this deep fake? there was a fake image of her which was created, defaming, which is very, very wrong. Look at that. Right? It was someone else. Okay. But as part of deepfake, look at that. That's deepfake, friends. So you kind of humiliate someone, you try to defame someone. I mean, so these are the flip sides, right, of deepfake. And when you generate audio also, there is some deepfake that can happen. What deepfake can happen when you generate audio? So there will be a lot of voice authentication systems. Voice authentication systems. Wherein using your voice, you can enter your office. Okay. Using voice authentication, you can unlock your bank password. There are many things, many applications. But if you resort to this deep fake, there is a risk that you might compromise security. Okay. Compromise security. So here, there is something called as Facebook Music Gen. Facebook Music Gen. Here, you can just say generate music related to birds, related to nature and meditation. Okay, I don't know, I'm just giving some prompt. This is called as a prompt. So based on this, it's going to generate. Do you see that, um, dark gray color, which is just moving? That dark gray color is showing you the progress of music getting generated. Okay. Now music is getting generated. There we go. You can play this music, which is for 15 seconds. You can click on this and download this generated music. There we go. It got downloaded and use it for different purposes. So is it only text or images that get generated? Not really. But one more very interesting thing. Can I have a better prompt here? Can I get a better prompt rather than just typing generate a music, generate music rather, not music, generate music related to nature and meditation. As opposed to that, you can create a prompt. You can say, write a prompt for Facebook music generator to get 30 seconds music similar to A.R. Rahman. I don't know, I'm just typing something randomly. Let's see what it does. So now it will generate prompt for us. This prompt can then be copied and pasted. Okay. Look at that. It's coming up with a prompt. Please create 30 seconds video piece that embodies the spirit of A.R. Rahman's compositions. The piece should blend elements of Indian classic with this, sitar, tabla, synthesizers. Now, who would think about creating a prompt like this? That is why prompt engineers are paid very, high salaries. Because it's all about problem solving, having good knowledge. So what I've done now is I've taken this prompt and then I've pasted it here in Facebook's music gen and I clicked on generate and now it's generating music for us. Cool, isn't it? So if you want to do some marketing campaign, you can generate image, you can add music to it, which is also generated, and then you can generate text and then start your campaign. Very interesting. Everything is automated. Everything. Let me refresh. Okay, I think it's gone, but that's okay. Right? Always you can generate. It doesn't take a lot of time because it was showing only 15 seconds. Here we are clearly saying 30 seconds. I want to double confirm whether something has gone wrong or will it generate really. Let's see. Many such events happen, friends. Many success stories, people who got jobs, all those things we keep publishing. So I highly recommend you all to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Since you all are already on YouTube channel, it's just a click away. You can just quickly, you know, subscribe. That would help you certainly, because we also conduct success story sessions. People who get placed after getting trained through us, they come, they explain how they got jobs, so on and so forth. I'll download this music. There we go. Okay. It generated only for 15 seconds, but yet it's giving a different music. Yeah. You can try out. Yeah. Whenever you find time. Next. What else can be generated? Yeah, I played, but you're not able to hear that song. It's playing only on my system, the music that I played. You can do it whenever you find time. There is something which is related to video also. You can generate video also. If you go to this makeavideo.studio, and look at this. I felt it was very interesting. For example, a teddy bear painting a portrait. Look at that. Hey, no, I want something realistic. Sure, let's see. An artist brush painting on a canvas close up. A young couple walking in a heavy rain. Look at that. Stylized. This is an oil painting, right? Or there is a table by window. Many things. So if you give a specific image, a static, then it would create a small video out of that. Look at that. Isn't that interesting? What is interesting if this is not interesting? Look at that. Awesome, isn't it? If you give an input video, look at the kind of output, the kind of videos it is creating. And many things. You go subscribe to this and just explore it. This is the beginning of a new era, friends. The beginning of new era where a lot of things, you know, are getting generated. We have something called as Mid-Journey, DALI 3 now, Stable Diffusion. All those are generating. We also have something which can generate a 3D image. Okay. Boss, you will have to check your internet connectivity, my dear friend. Um, Let me show you the connection speed, etc., that I'm trying to use. Let me test it and show you what is the speed that I'm using. approximately 75, 80 Mbps. So please check your internet connection if the video is not clear. Okay. Check your internet and fix your internet issue in the first place, friends. Okay, next. Let's get into this next thing and talk more about ChatGPT now. So, Elon Musk and a few other people in 2015, they formed a research organization called as OpenAI. Okay. And OpenAI, when they started, they came up with something called as GPT-1 in 2018, then GPT-2 in 2019, GPT-3, GPT 3.5. Now we have GPT-4. Okay. And GPT-4, people have improved it. When it was launched, initially it was unimodal. It was only handling text as an input and as an output. But they made it multimodal, and now we have GPT-V. Yeah? And people are using the generative models to create synthetic data. You can use DALI 3 also to generate synthetic data. Okay, now let's get into the ChatGPT applications. And let's discuss further. I have a few points here. Okay. Can we use ChatGPT as a daily assistant? Absolutely. Okay. I've already shown you all the applications which Facebook has come up with, right, to generate videos, etc. Okay. Anyway, look at the difference in the prompts, friends. This is a prompt which is available. Want to have a productive day by studying for 8 hours, and you're saying, I want to include breaks, lunchtime, and playtime. Please allocate the slots in productive way and ensure my playtime improves my well-being and productivity. This is the prompt that we are trying to give. And you'll get a prompt now. Look at that. 8 hour study plan. GPT-4 is taking some time because it's, many people are using it. It's also licensed. I took the licensed version, but it's taking a while. GPT-3, on the contrary, doesn't take that amount of time. It's faster, but results are not so good. Look at the interesting thing that's coming up. It's creating a schedule for you. That's amazing. Okay, that's truly cool, isn't it? Now let's see what happens. Oh, it's coming up, right? So next time what I'll do is I'll go with 3.5. That will make my life easier. If I put the same prompt here and type, it'll be faster rather than waiting and wasting a lot of time. But if you want something without errors, without a lot of errors to be generated, then I would highly recommend you all to use GPT-4. If you use GPT 3.5, of course it's faster, but this is how the results would be. Okay. If you slightly change, if you slightly tweak, and if you say that, hey, I want an incredibly productive day, you included that keyword called incredibly. Now, the moment you do that, it will generate something Very interesting. Morning routine 7. Okay. And then the number of breaks will reduce, the you know amount of time you spend. It changes. The response completely changes. Not completely, significantly it will change. Or you can give your to-do list, and you can say, do you know what? I have project meetings in the morning for 2 hours. I go to gym. I do horse riding, and then I'll have my internal meetings. Then I need to answer to emails, WhatsApp messages, so on and so forth. You're giving this to-do list to ChatGPT, okay? And ChatGPT, based on this, would come up with something very interesting. Come on. So it is including your to-do list also, and then creating an effective day for you. That's interesting. And say you are a bodybuilding fan, just as an example, and you want to know what kind of food you want to consume so that your cholesterol level is less. And there we go. Plan 3 meals a day, which includes 40% protein, 30% carb, and 30% fats. That's what you have mentioned. And it has given all these things. Yeah, all these things. Now, what you can do is um, provide the same for veg. So you're saying that I want a vegetarian meal for vegetarians. Yeah, and then it has come up with a vegetarian meal. That's how it works. And now you can say that from this meal plan on what I need to eat for breakfast, what I need to have for lunch, what I need to have for snack, etc. Based on all these things, you can say generate a grocery list from these meal plans. And then it would come up with a list of all these items that you need to purchase. Simple, take a screenshot or copy and put it on your email, whatever, and then go do shopping or do an online shopping. And there are companies who have built these kind of applications and they have tagged it to their e-commerce portals. Okay, that is what they've done. Okay, next. You will be able to create SQL queries. Okay, now if I were to just add this or just take this prompt and then paste it here, sum up the amount column from the users table. It's like a SQL query, right? And then it's giving you a SQL query. You can copy the code by clicking on this and run it on SQL. So can SQL queries be generated? Absolutely. SQL queries can be generated. Okay, if you say, instead, if you give a prompt like this, what are you saying? Translate the following from English to a SQL query. And if I run it, look at what happens. Okay, it has directly given you this SQL query. Of course, both of these have given the same, but this is a very condensed version, right? It did not generate a lot of tokens. Okay. You can say that I want to write an email to customer inviting that person to an executive meeting. But for y'all, I think what makes more sense is, okay, what makes more sense is please create a cover letter for the job opening pertaining to data science. Just as an example, data science is a hot field. Let's get a cover letter. What do you mean by cover letter? A lot of students keep telling me that, do you know what? My resume is not getting shortlisted. Resume not getting shortlisted. And then if I say I want to create a cover letter, dear whoever that person is, I'm writing to express my strong interest in data science position at this, so on and so forth. Okay, my educational qualification is so on and so forth. If you use such a anything also, it will become difficult. We can say, please regenerate in a condensed format. Condensed means in a very short format. Because people will not have patience. If you send a very lengthy email, they might not like it. I'll further condense it. Regenerate with 2 paragraphs of not more than 4 lines each. That's it. Simple. Now, this I believe would be most ideal. Okay, this will be most ideal resume to be shared. But companies will be interested in the kind of projects you have worked upon. So you can say in this, please add data science project details also. So whatever project you have worked, you can give that project information. Okay. So in my previous role as an intern, you can always tweak it. Even if you work as an intern, that's good enough, friends. But if you work on meaningful project, only then your resume will be shortlisted. If you work on meaningless projects, and if you go ahead and put it in your resume, and based on that, if you're expecting jobs, that would be very challenging, right? So work on projects which add value to you. Okay, for example, let me show you one of the interesting projects. Projects. So I found a few. Let me show you. If suppose a person works on a project similar to this. Okay, this is for one of the leading automobile companies where when the clamping happens, people are doing the clamping using video analytics. We are figuring out whether the right sequence of clamping is being followed or not. If not, raise an alarm upfront. This is a real world project. When you explain about these kind of projects on your resume, it will look awesome. So I can take this. Automatic monitoring the clamping of engine chasers, which is critical step in this. Okay, what I'll do is I worked on AI project and the details of the project are as follows. Okay, and then you can say I'm using Shift Enter as a key. Then you can say, add these project details to previously generated cover letter. Now let's see what happens. Right. Good. Look at this. Additionally, I led an AI project, etc., etc. This kind of email, just imagine you sending to all the potential employers. Okay, I'll go to naukri.com. I would search for a person, for a position, for example, data science. Okay. And I came to know that Python developer data science Tiger Analytics is needed. I mean, that they are hiring people who have 2 to 7 years experience. And Pfizer is a top-notch company. They are also hiring. Okay, for freshers, do you have openings? Let's see. Wow. Okay, no, I didn't. Yeah, 0 years experience. 519 jobs are there. Who's stopping me? DXC Technology is a good company. So I will do one thing. DXC company, Bengaluru, LinkedIn, DXC company, HR. Yeah, I got HR head lead details. I'll go connect with this person. Okay, and probably I will send a message. Click on connect. Here you can put some message. You can add a note. Okay, very crisp note in 300, right? So they are allowing only 300. So I'll go here. This is for LinkedIn, which allows only 300 characters. Please regenerate. Okay, if you type this, it would regenerate. Look at that. Simple. It is your career. It is your life. It is not someone else's life that you keep, cribbing about why things are not working. Did you do your job? Did you do your part? Okay, that is more important. First, do your part. Then we can cry about why things are not working. There are 519 jobs. Can you not crack even a single interview? Why can't you crack? What could be the reason? Not preparing well. Not interested. I just want to cry. Don't do that, friends. It's your career. Please be self-motivated. No one will come and help you. Okay. Siemens is there. A lot of good companies are there, friends. Your career, your life is in your hands. So you please reach out to people on LinkedIn. If you feel your projects are great, please go ahead and differentiate yourself from the other people. Okay. So that's about the covering letter that you can create. Okay. Now resume. So covering letter should be very good. And you have to spend daily at least 1 to 2 hours if you're looking out for a job, at least 1 to 2 hours, wherein you go here, you search, and the same company, HR, you can find on LinkedIn also. I've shown you, and go ahead. Right. And ChatGPT clearly says that don't supply your sensitive data here. Why do you want to put your sensitive data here in ChatGPT? It's all generic questions that you're asking. What is the sensitivity here? Simple. There's nothing sensitive if you're putting it publicly. Don't put it publicly if it's sensitive data. Okay. Now, the second most important thing is resume. I'm going to take the resume of one of our friends, but I'm going to hide all the other details. I don't want to show the email ID and phone number. I've taken it. Now what I'll do is I'll put it here. Okay. So what happens most of the times is alignment will be incorrect. Spelling mistakes will be there. Okay. There will be space and then comma like this. It is comma and then space, right? So these are grammatical mistakes. When people find these kind of grammatical mistakes on the resume, obviously they would not even like to talk with you because you don't even know how to create your resume. You don't know that after full stop, there has to be a space. Since you don't know all these things, and since after hiring you, you'll have to write emails to the customers, they don't want to hire you. Simple, friends. This is the reason why resumes don't get shortlisted. A lot of people say my resume is not getting shortlisted. My resume is not getting shortlisted. This is the reason. So please correct the resume for all grammatical mistakes. So it will regenerate now. It is ensuring that alignment is also proper bullet points, right? Wherever it has to be bold, it is in bold, etc. Now here, when you press Control and forward slash, you'll get a shortcut pop-up like this, Control and forward slash. That forward slash is question mark symbol, yeah? Underneath that you have it. Here, copy last response. If you see here, copy last response, Control Shift C. You type Control Shift C. Look at that. Last response copied to clipboard. Now I'll open Windows, Word, and let me put the details here. Wherever you see the double star, it is bold. Make it bold. Okay. Or you can also do a paste special. You can try out some experiments, yeah. But this is helping you, right? Do many things. You can look at the bullet points here and create something on same lines. Let me look at GPT-4 for the same thing. I'll once again paste the resume. Let me once again go here, copy, get it here and paste it here. Yeah. So once again, I've done the same thing. Now, once again, I'll type the same thing. Please generate resume by correcting all grammatical mistakes. That's it. It's generating. Here's the revised version. Your name, your contact number, phone number, email ID, LinkedIn profile. And then it's coming up with all these details. In a very nice manner, it's going to come up, friends. That's the beauty. Or if it's a PDF document, etc., you can click on this. You can upload your document. You can upload your document like that. And you can say, extract the details from this resume, and then generate. Let me put it. Extract the contents of this resume and regenerate by fixing grammatical and alignment issues. Okay. I mean, I've stopped the screen share because I don't want to show the phone number and all that. Okay. It's generating all these things. Now, let me show you on what exactly I've done. What I've done is I've uploaded the resume. Okay. I type this prompt, extract the contents of this resume and regenerate by fixing grammatical and alignment issues. Right? After this, I'll tell you something very interesting also. Just hold on. Then what happens? It will regenerate like this. Okay, it extracted the details and it has corrected the alignment also. But now, what should we do? For again, the question is my resume is not getting shortlisted. One is you put an interesting project here that you have worked upon. But when people see only one resume, one project on your resume, more or less it will not get shortlisted. To build confidence, you need to have multiple projects on your resume. More the better. 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. More the better. Let me tell you honestly. But at least two good projects, at least two wherein you worked on end-to-end technology stack. That's more important. But then, please include okay, let me do one thing. I'll take the same resume. Okay. And then I'll say, please include all the, or what I'll do is, I would rather take this from here. Okay. And then I'll paste this here and I'll say, please include relevant keywords so that my resume gets shortlisted. Your resume in one page, if you want to put all 4 projects, it's not sufficient, right? Is it sufficient? Not at all. Okay. It's not at all sufficient. But then it's using all the relevant keywords. Look at this: data analysis, scripting, automation, database management, SQL queries in that way, business intelligence, data visualization. Why all these relevant keywords are important? Because when some potential employer goes to Naukri and does a search, right? Employers can log in and they will search for resume. 2 resumes get shortlisted. That resume, which is most recently updated. Hence, I keep telling to the people that if you want a job, daily 1 to 2 hours you have to spend on job portals and LinkedIn. Spend time on job portals and LinkedIn. Keep approaching people. Okay. Keep telling them about your resume. Be proactive. Submit. Apply here also and on LinkedIn also. Second thing is update your resume on a daily basis. On a daily basis, what updates will I have? Do one thing. Change your email ID. Okay. Have two email IDs. Change your email ID and save your resume. Save your say Naukri portal. Your resume changes, you save it. Again, do it. Again, put your correct email ID and save it. So what will happen? It will refresh, right? It will refresh. And when your employer searches for resume, your resume will appear on the top. Why? Because you refreshed it. You refreshed it. So it will appear on the top. So daily 1 to 2 hours, daily, meaning daily, every day. Now the market condition is not great. For the next 6 to 8 months, this is how it's going to be. So you have to spend, you have to put in effort from your side. Otherwise, why will there be magic? Magic won't happen. Go by logic. And those months where you're aggressively looking out for a job, you also have to work on additional projects and keep improving your knowledge level. Improving your skill. However, having said that, your resume is the first and most important thing. Until and unless you have all the relevant keywords, be rest assured that your resume will not get shortlisted. So simple. Again, I repeat, click on this, upload your resume. Okay. It allows all sorts of formats. So go ahead, even if it is a PDF or document, Word document, etc. Upload and use the keyword which says please add relevant keywords so that my resume gets shortlisted. And what does it say here? Remember to tailor your resume with specific keywords. And here is where we came up with something called as resume. If you go to 360DigiTMG, here you have learning resources. When you go to learning resources, there are multiple things here. Hold on. Yeah. You have something called as a resume mapper. Click on that. Upload your resume here by clicking on that and upload your job description in a PDF or document format. Click on compare. It will compare the results and show you what keywords are needed. I'll click on this. I'll give some resume. I'll take a job description and save it. Say I want to apply for DXC. Okay. And I'll go with this. Here, job description is provided. I'll copy that. And then let me save it. Save. Put it in downloads. Just for our understanding purpose, I'm doing it. Click on that. Job description. Check compare now. Okay. And what it will do is when I click on compare now, it will start comparing. And it's doing a matching. Okay, keyword matching result. Of course, it will take 2 minutes, 3 minutes time because it has to do a thorough analysis, right? So let it do that mapping. And while this mapping happens, it will show you the progress in a while. You can also look at something called as data tech profiler. This data tech profiler, of course, you have to give your, I'm doing it just to show you guys. So let me click on this. Okay, I get OTP. Okay. I get OTP on my email ID. So let me go and open the OTP. Yeah. I got an OTP which is 0962. Click on continue. Yeah. Do I want to take data science or data analytics? Say I want to take data science. Okay. 30 questions, 30 minutes. I'll click on start now. Now, which of the following pre-processing techniques is crucial for KNN? Okay. One out and next question. You answer in this way. Test 30 minutes, 30 questions. Simple. This will also give you some additional knowledge. Right. So I'm not sure. I mean, you can test it later, but it's going to work. In that way, you also have a lot of animated learnings. You have ML architecture page, all these things for you to experiment and gain more knowledge. Simple. Okay. So once again, I repeat, it's your career. It's in your hands. So take it to the next level. All right. And there are a lot of additional stuff which is available for your learning purpose. I'm not taking it to the next level here, but you can also say that, hey, this is the code which I learned as part of my deep learning. Okay. And you can say, please explain the code in a step-by-step format. And it will explain. Take a screenshot of your project architecture, a photo, and then put it on your resume. That's going to help you. Your resume should look very different, friends. It should not be the same. Everyone's resume is the same. Your resume is also the same. Why will someone shortlist it? Why should they shortlist? Tell me. Okay, fine. So this is how it's going to explain every line of code. Make use of it effectively. Okay, and many things, many things. Right. It will help you in the marketing. It will help you in research. Enter properly your role, context, and task. Your role should be clear. Who are you? What is the context? Why are you asking that question? And what do you need? What is your task? Only if you ask in that way, you will get proper responses. Prompts are very important. Okay, a few people are asking me this question on. A few people are saying that resume should be only one page. Now, if you have 4 projects, how will you fit all the 4 projects in one page? In one page, how can you put all those 4 projects? Is it possible? Would you decrease the font size to such an extent that the interviewer cannot even see your font? Okay. Our learning resources are free. Okay. So you can absolutely make use of it. Just click on learning resources. There is a lot of content out here. Please make best use of it. That's very important. Okay. So there are many things in the space of generative AI. A lot of things are getting generated on video front, on images front, on audio front, on text front. A lot of data is getting generated, and generative AI is the thing of future. Not just ChatGPT, but generative AI is going to be the future. And you also have to focus extensively on prompt engineering. And if you ask me, what are a few things that we need to focus upon now to quickly get a job, etc., then I would say you need to focus upon quite a few things. Number one, focus on large language models. Number two, focus on prompt engineering. Number three, generative AI. Okay, these are a few things that you need to focus upon. And ensure that you have at least 2 projects on your resume and include all the key words, important keywords on your resume. And finally, please ensure that you don't have any grammatical mistakes or errors on your resume. These things are more than sufficient, friends. So with this, I wish to conclude. I'll give you all 2 minutes to ask your questions. Thank you. Okay. See, good project is a project which is related to real world industry. It's not a textbook project, right? So you have to, I would say, if it's a regular project which you can find on internet or if you can find on Kaggle, etc., then that project becomes useless because everyone has access to it. It indirectly means that you're not the right person for the job. Okay. But if you have an interesting project, you will not find it on internet anywhere. Just like that, if you do a Google search, a number of projects will not show up. Those are the kind of projects you have to work. And as I've told you, prompt engineering, people are not, see, okay. Why will someone pay 2 crores? Why someone will pay $300,000? Right? They pay it because prompt engineering is not something wherein you go here and you type something. That's not prompt engineering. Okay. You're typing something. Oh, I typed something interesting this time. So I became a prompt engineer. That is not called as prompt engineering. Prompt engineering means you think about chain of thoughts, tree of thoughts, back prompting. These are all the various techniques which people employ. Okay. And make the prompts even more exciting and interesting. That's prompt engineering. Who told that just typing prompts is prompt engineering? If it's not a profession, why would someone pay, such huge salaries, right? Food for thought. Think, you'll understand. Chain of thoughts, active prompting, active prompt, reason and act. What are all these things? Do you even know what are these things? So you have to think on those things. Okay, on LinkedIn, you keep posting your project details. Again, if it's a useless project which can be found on Kaggle or internet, you will anyways not get a job. No doubt about that. So posting those kind of details on LinkedIn would mean that you will anyways not get a job, right? So please post something which is interesting. You learn by joining some training, all these skills. But you know, you have to have maturity to understand how the world is moving and all that. Rather than making substandard comments, you have to focus on your career, on your future. Oh, you have to do projects. Our students, their projects also get published on international journals. Okay. Our student, project details. I keep telling them that if you go and publish your project details on, that particular international journal details on resume, then why will your resume not get shortlisted? Okay. Everyone else is creating resume, but you have created, you have worked on a project. You also have that project information published on an international journal. Put that, mention that on your resume, and then see what happens. For example, look at this Vibin, for example, right? The project that he has worked on, we mask the data and give the data. And when your project details get published like this, Vibin Ravikumar, when he mentions about these details on a resume, what do you think will happen? And who are the other students who will have this kind of exciting information on their resume? I told to our students that you take a screenshot of this, put it on your resume. You put the URL also. Now go and apply. Let's see who can compete with you all. And when you want to publish, you have to give a lot of details. For whom did you do? All the genuine details you need to supply. Then you truly differentiate yourself, right? From the remaining people. This is the kind of work that you have to do. All these people are our students who worked on the projects and they have their names published in international journal. I keep telling to our students that now you are truly different. Now your resume will stand out from the thousands of resumes which people apply for jobs. Your resume will stand out. This is how you need to differentiate, friends. This is exactly what is needed. Data. Who will give the data? Of course, if it's a real world project, people will mask the data and give. We mask the data, we hide certain important columns, etc., and we share it. We make you sign non-disclosure agreement. Yeah, we do have prompt engineering course, which is for approximately 40 hours. Yeah. And there we explain programming and all those things. How do you build prompt engineering in the back end? So on and so forth. It's a different ball game altogether. It's the future. Not just typing something. That's not prompt engineering. Prompt engineering includes programming, a lot of libraries, a lot of interesting concepts using that you build. Anyways, that's a program. That's one of the niche programs that we have come up with for 40 hours. All right, friends. Thank you so much. Hope you got good insights. Just to do a quick recap. Please ensure that you focus on your resume. No grammatical mistakes. No grammatical mistakes. Point number one. Point number two, on your resume, add all the relevant keywords. Point number three. Okay. Covering letter. Again, look at points one and two. No grammatical mistakes, add all the relevant keywords. Then point number four, work on real world projects only. If not, there is no question about you all getting jobs. Point number five, spend 1 to 2 hours applying for jobs on a daily basis on job portals as well as LinkedIn. Do that. Okay, friends. Thank you so much once again for your time. Please subscribe so that whenever there are any interesting sessions that we conduct, you are notified. Thank you and have a great day.